Hey guys, Mitch here! And today I wanted to talk to you guys about long distance relationships and tips on making them work and deciding if one is right for you. I know this is a big thing, especially with college kids now, because some kids have significant others that are like halfway across the country, and it can be really hard, but there are ways to deal with it. It's something I've been thinking about a lot, and it's something I just want to give you guys some insight on. So, let's get to it. You really need to have a clear understanding of what you're getting into before you get into it. You're not going to have that physical contact all the time. You're not going to be able to see them as much as you like. There's going to be times when you're feeling lonely and you're feeling lost and you just want them there, but you can't have them there because they're 1,000 miles away. So make sure to talk with your partner and ask the important questions and be clear about what this is going to entail before you rush into something. Let each other know what your intentions are, what your future goals are, see if your goals match their goals, if you're compatible. It should all be crystal clear before you go your separate ways. So many people rush into relationships not really understanding, and it ends up really going south. Trust is such a key concept in a long-distance relationship. Trust is what basically the whole relationship depends on at this point. Like I said before, talk it out, make sure your boundaries are clear, make sure that you know if you're exclusive, or you're open, or you can see other people. Try to make sure you're not looking at other men or women in a way that's going to lead to temptation. I know it's hard, we're human beings, we're lustful. Commitment is a problem that our society has now. Be sure you know where you stand with your partner. Communication is such a big part of a long-distance relationship. Try to communicate at least once a day. It doesn't always have to be an in-depth, long conversation. It can just be a text message. It can be a Skype date. Just make sure that you have that connection with the person. A common thing that happens now is one partner will get a lot busier than the other partner, and communication will go south, and then all of these accusations get brought up and assumptions, and things just don't turn out well. What you don't want to do is you don't want to call and text and Facebook and tweet it and Instagram them and spam them and make them feel suffocated. Don't get upset if they don't respond right away. That's being clingy, and people do not like clingy people. Understand they're dealing with their own things. They don't have time for you all the time. You are two separate people. You need to be independent and learn to stand on your own 2 feet. When one partner gets busier, communication is even more important. Let them know what's going on. Let them know that you still care for them, you still love them, you're just busy. Before you guys go your separate ways, give each other a personal object. Whether it be a ring, or a book, or just something that has significant meaning to you. And that way, when they're feeling alone and they're missing you, they can hold that and just know that someone out there is loving you. It's kind of like giving them a piece of your heart. Be honest with your partner. Understand that sometimes it's okay to miss them. It's okay to feel down. All that means is that you really do care for them. Don't expect your relationship to always be perfect. A long-distance relationship has its ups and downs just like people who are close by. The key is to deal with those problems and to make the relationship stronger. If things aren't working out, tell them. Talk it out. Make a decision. If the relationship isn't working, let it go. Don't try and hold on to something just because you really want it. Sometimes things don't work out. The key to dealing with that is just accept that and move on. Obviously that's easier said than done, but in the end you're going to discover it was probably for the best. Don't be too discouraged if the relationship doesn't work out. Just because a relationship might have failed doesn't mean a friendship has to fail. Just because it doesn't work out now doesn't mean it'll never work out in the future. Try to stay on good terms with your partner. Try to keep up communication still. So just think positive. I know this firsthand because I just got out of a long-distance relationship. I had this boy that I really loved and he really loved me, and we really wanted to make it work, and we talked everything out in the beginning and everything was settled. We just decided that it was too hard to see each other only a few times a year over the course of the next 4 years. Only seeing somebody 2 to 3 times a year is not a healthy relationship. It's okay, we're still on good terms. I still love him, I still hope the best for him. He's having these great opportunities out where he is right now, and I couldn't be more proud of him, and I really hope he succeeds. I know he'll always be important to me in my life, and I'll always be important to him. Unfortunately, our lives are in 2 different places right now. Because, you know, if you think about it, if you're with someone for 4 years, but you're only seeing them twice a year, and then suddenly, for whatever reason, you break up, then you look back at the past 4 years, and you might see a lot of missed opportunities that you could have had if you hadn't been with them. And you really don't want any regrets. I believe that everything happens for a reason, so if it's meant to be, me and him will be together someday. Maybe. It's really easy to get down on your luck and think negative thoughts and how this is never going to work and feel lonely and sad, but you can't dwell on that. You have to move on, you have to live in the present and look towards the future. You have to live your own life. It would have been selfish of me to expect him to just put his life on hold just because I don't know what I want to do yet. And that goes back to making sure that you understand what it means to be in a relationship like this. So what I want you to take away from this video is that long-distance relationships are hard, but they are possible. You just really, really need to understand everything you're getting into and really work it all out before you rush into something. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. That's pretty much left up to fate. You can do everything right, and it still may not work. Every individual is different. Ultimately, you need to decide what you guys can handle. Either try to work through it, and if you can't, end it. If you do break up, remember all the good times you had together. Don't throw away a good friendship. You each have separate lives and you need to live your own lives. You can't be too dependent on one other person. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some tips that you can use later. I hope you'll subscribe. I hope you'll tell me what you think. Like I said in the last video, loving somebody means that you put their best interest ahead of yours, and if you can both learn to do that, that's what will make a relationship no matter what the distance is. I just really want to help you guys out. I really hope you enjoyed this. Bye guys!